Analyze is really just the improvement part of things. So like when we set a goal of self-improvement or time, those types of things. But the first quote I love here is, without knowledge, action is useless. You can get lucky by taking action. And so if you're going to default to one, either mind or action, I would tell you to default to action. But more often than not, you're just going to be spinning your wheels, not taking the actions that produce results. But the second part is, and knowledge without action is futile. And I love that part because so many people want to talk about affirmations or learning or reading. Like I had one of my coaching clients that when I launched Attorney Freedom University, they came to the very first coaching call and they had watched all of the videos. It was like hours and hours, 20, 30 hours of content. I was like, that's cool, but there's no way that they took any action on what they had learned during that time. So as flattering as it was that they wanted to listen to my voice for half a week, I'd much rather them take 30 minutes a week of learning and 4 hours of action than 4 hours of learning and no hours of action, right? And so that knowledge without action is futile. The next one is this 1% rule. And it's just that the two most powerful warriors are patience and time. That's in the book War and Peace. But our goal here is for you to get a little bit better every single day. And there's a story Kobe Bryant talks about in his youth. And there was one year he started playing competitive basketball. So he played basketball, and then his dad put him into like a competitive team. And his first year on this competitive team, Kobe Bryant scored no points, not a single point the entire season. Um, and he tells a cool story about like his dad telling him he would love him whether he scored or not, and that gave him the confidence to fail. But then knowing Kobe Bryant, if you guys know him at all, he's like, but if I am going to do this, I'm going to do it right. And so he started practicing 2 to 4 hours a day as a kid, which compared to other children is way more work than anybody else. And the next year he scored like tons of points and his team blew everybody away. But what he talks about there is he's like, it's not the 2 hours that made a difference. It was the 2 hours today and the 2 hours tomorrow and the 2 hours every day, for years and years and years, that got him to where he was. And I like to say this is like, as long as we're getting 1% better every year, when you get 1% better every year, you're actually not 365% better at the end of the year because that compounds. It's actually like 1100% or something. I can't remember the exact numbers. So it's not like, sometimes we set these 12-week goals and we want to achieve everything in 12 weeks, and maybe we will, maybe we won't. But the most important thing is that we just get better every single day. And no matter what, if you get better every single day, whether it's 12 weeks or 56 weeks or 10,000 weeks from now, whatever, you're going to hit your goal eventually, no matter what that goal is. Now 10K a week, that's an easy goal, but this program is not, I hope, the end goal for you guys. This is the foundation that we set. And then wherever you want to go from there, the sky's the limit. Maybe it's making tons and tons of money and, feeding homeless people or curing cancer or going to Mars or whatever it is that you want on your bucket list. But this is a foundational thing. So I definitely think 10K a week is achievable within the next 12 weeks. But that shouldn't be your end all be all goal. We just want to get a little bit better every single day. And then the last one is this review, revise, repeat. And you've seen me talk about this already quite a bit, but I want you to be paying attention to what actions you're taking. And then if those actions are working, we do them again. We repeat them. If they're not working, then we revise them. We ask ourselves why. And this is the biggest thing that this transcends any industry. I coach orthodontists because my dad's an orthodontist and I've helped a couple. Like I don't do it as a paid program, but I have a couple of orthodontists that needed some help, and I sat down with them and I did this exact same stuff. We set their goals. We talked about this analyze stuff. We talked about review, revise, repeat, and we worked through them. Now, I don't know the metrics for orthodontics. I do law. So I couldn't tell them like, you need to do these things. But between what my dad does know, because he had a very successful business, my brother or my cousin bought the practice from my dad. So he has a successful practice. So we were able to pick their brains and kind of give them some ideas of things to do. Some of them worked, some of them didn't, but it was this review, revise, repeat that got them to be successful. Because the things that worked, we kept doing. The things that didn't work, we stopped doing, we revised it. And that's, if you learn these things over time and you just keep doing it, it's impossible to fail. Like I know any lawyer can make really good money. It's just doing enough of the right actions over time to get there. And so if we're learning and we're applying what we learn, we're improving by 1% every day, and we review, revise, repeat, and we start keeping track of the right things, you'll get there, whatever there is. It may take longer than other people, but it will happen. And that's what I love about this analyze thing is if you're willing to apply these things over time and you refuse to quit, you can't fail.